What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another vlog, and I'm back in the Bronx, New York. This time I'm going to explore the neighborhood of Highbridge, right here between the west side and the south side of the Bronx. I'm going to see what the neighborhood has to offer. I made a video years ago going through Washington Heights and crossing the bridge over here to this neighborhood. So now I'm going to see what the neighborhood looks like, what it has to offer. So I'm going to take you guys with me, so join me. So one thing that became popular in this neighborhood is some stairs here in 167, which are the Joker stairs. A lot of controversy because a lot of tourists, they flock in to check it out. I've never been, but I'm gonna see what it looks like, but I'm gonna go deeper in the neighborhood to see what can I find. Well, what I'm seeing is pretty residential, a lot of apartment complex, a lot of business, and I believe this over here must be the famous stairs that they filmed the movie, so I'm gonna check it out. So these are the stairs where they filmed the movie. Climbing it all the way to the top, see what's on the other side. And I know there's a reputation of it not being the safest area, but I'm gonna explore around, you know, that's why I like to go dig in deeper to the neighborhood, see the type of people, the community, and what's going on around here. So let's see. So you get up the stairs, this is what you find here. Pretty residential area with historic buildings. This is all apartment complex, but I gotta say, like, the entrance is beautiful. Let me see if I can cross the street to show you what's going on. This is like the beginning of Highbridge. I'm only like 1 block away. I do like the way how they designed the buildings over here, like the rocks and everything. So historic. Private property indeed. And there's like more apartments. Even in the top, you can see how they got the art and the architecture. So pretty unique. You feel the community vibe over here, so beautiful. So the thing is, I'm not really familiar with the area, so I'm just gonna walk around, study the map, and just see what can I find throughout my way in this neighborhood. And so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing, you know. And like I say, you don't be scared of Bronx, you know. Bronx has a community vibe, and it has the authentic feel of New York City, so let's go explore more of this neighborhood. But so far, really residential, like any other neighborhood you can get around New York City. It's just like some townhouses over here. And then I know this neighborhood is kind of like in the hills, so when I go to the other side, you're probably gonna see some highways and stuff happening. Mostly Latin community over here, so pretty helpful if you speak Spanish. And just like any other neighborhood, look, they're developing also new apartment complex mixed with the old buildings. I almost do this in every neighborhood that I explore in New York City, no matter which borough, Brooklyn or Queens. And then you got some high-rise buildings over there across the street. Plenty of parking space over here. And there are some local supermarkets, but I guess the most activity happens around the subway trains. But based on my research, this neighborhood is mostly residential, like apartment complex. I guess the most famous thing that happens right now is the stairs from the Joker. But I think it's also good to support like the local community over here. So fresh supermarket pioneer, fresh supermarket. So got a local supermarket. Apartment complex over here. This is 167, so I'm gonna make it to the end near 161, bordering the area of the Yankee Stadium. So you can see what's going on. You know, most of the people, they just come to the Yankee Stadium, but that's about it. And I feel bad that the media always portray the Bronx like the worst in the world, but it's not really like that. Like any other neighborhood in New York or in the world, it's good and bad. You know, you just gotta come with common sense and respect everybody no matter what. So still going over here, and you see apartments, super residential. And if I go to the end, there's a couple of parks around and the Yankee Stadium, as I say, you know. But really cool, you know, really cool vibes. Lovely area. Here you got a Dominican flag. This neighborhood serves a huge Dominican community, also Puerto Ricans. I do like the vegetation around here. Nice houses with the trees, mixed with apartments, and then this building in the corner, I could tell it's new. So everywhere they try to develop. But let's keep going forward. I do like this building, it looks cool. And this one in the corner looks like it's new too. Then over here you got some houses elevated. At some point it reminds me a little bit of the neighborhood of Marble Hill, which is technically part of Manhattan, even though it's in land in the Bronx. And this one I could tell is like brand new, the design of it. But yeah, then one cool thing about the neighborhoods here in the Bronx, a lot of them, they're like in hills, so you go up the hills, so you do like a lot of cardio walking around here. Let's say a lot of people judge the area, but if you keep a look in the eyes and the details of this building, you can see how beautiful it is. And then the inside is even nicer if you go inside. And I believe Babe Ruth used to live with some of this buildings over here when he played for the Yankees. Down here you got like this nice looking mansion or house. I think it's really beautiful. So even here you see a lot of history going on. And this is like a church. We're going down the hill, there's the main highway, and if you go that way, it's the Yankee Stadium. And then they developed the area pretty well, and they created a lot of recreational parks by the stadium, so you can walk around. There's like a track field, there's basketball courts, even little baseball stadiums for you to bring your family, so I'm literally walking near it. So here you see like a major highway happening, and they created like a parking over here, but like I say, parking by the stadium is just ridiculous or outrageous. So I think my best advice is that you take the train, subway train, Metro North stops around here, so it's pretty convenient. And you can sit here, the weather's gorgeous today, so it's not extremely hot. And then ahead of me, you can't really see it clear, but there's a white building, and it's actually the famous Yankee Stadium. So pretty iconic, this area over here. A lot of history, and it's surreal. When there's a game happening, you're gonna see a lot of people over here. Because like I said, a couple of weeks ago, I went to the Yankees game for the first time because I got invited. But yeah, this is really cool. Let me just walk one block and show you the stadium, then I'm gonna turn back and keep exploring the neighborhood. This is it over here. This is the Yankee Stadium, and you can see how it ends up near residential area over here. So it's kind of like the borderline of Highbridge and some parts of the South Bronx. But yeah, different vibe. There's no game, pretty empty, but I love exploring. I'm always curious about different neighborhoods, so that's why I'm here. Like I say, a lot of neighborhoods are good for cardio. Like this is a sample over here, like I'm walking literally up a hill. But I'm not complaining. Sometimes I feel like you don't need a gym in New York because with all this walking, all the hills and stuff. But I'll give you an idea of what's happening ahead of me. If you don't see, you can see how clearly how this buildings are. And it goes like 2 floors down with the hill and everything. So good workout, you know, good workout. There's a deli over here. You're gonna see it all over New York City. And this is literally a block from the Yankee Stadium. And this over here is Ogden Avenue. Also, you got some business over here like supermarket, barbershop, some tats areas, you know. Pretty big avenue, goes all the way to the back. It's like a meat market. Let's go ahead and see what can we find. A little detour to see what some of the streets looks like besides the main streets. Pretty sure not much going on over here. It's like a community vibe, but I feel like the neighborhood can have much more potential. But so far I like what I've seen, but let's see. I'm over here at 164. And then what you're gonna get is more houses. But I know when I get to the area where the river is, it gets nicer because there's the bridge that you cross to Manhattan. Okay, let's go ahead here. So you see the mix of houses with apartment complex. I'm here by University Avenue, and if I go forward, I know there's like a lot of vegetation going on, which I walked that area, but I don't think I ever covered it in a video. But you can see a lot of trees going on over here. I'm gonna go probably close to 170, and you'll see how the area changes little by little. As I'm walking around here, I'm approaching near the river, and there's a park here next to me. You can't really see it clearly, but a lot of parks in New York City, they have like the stones that kind of holds up the park. A lot of trees, so not much going on over this way. But I know a couple of blocks ahead of me, it's gonna get pretty interesting, so I'll show you. Here you got some nice looking houses, maybe apartments surrounded by the nature, but it's not really nothing around here unless they're gonna develop something, and then it's just surrounded by a wall. So I'm going up the hill, but I know once I get to that area, there's a park. It takes me to the bridge, and then there's a residential area with nice apartment complex. So it's been, I don't know, a couple of years since I've been around this side. So I really don't remember much, but like an update, I'm gonna see what's happening. So this is the main area over here, where you see the towers over there and the little buildings. That's actually Washington Heights in the section of Manhattan. And that's a bridge I'm gonna end the blog over there and cross. But I'm not done with the neighborhood yet, so I'm gonna walk a couple of blocks around here and show you what's going on. I even got a bike lane, and I think there's a storm approaching because you can see the wind. And the day that I'm filming this video, I know I'm gonna upload it late, there was a hurricane in my beloved Puerto Rico, and to see the wind over here, it's like a coincidence. Pretty crazy. This is 170, so I'm probably gonna show you a little bit of the area, a little bit, then I'm gonna turn back and walk around the bridge. But yeah, I guess the closer you get to the park, the nicer the neighborhood can look. But it's a pretty big and diverse neighborhood in terms of looks. Highbridge, this is the Highbridge that I was walking. I didn't walk the other side of the train, but yeah. So based on what I've seen so far, it's mostly apartments, houses, residential area. They don't got really much business around, except if you go by 167, by the subway train, that's where you're gonna see probably the most activity going on. Be a tall building, and it must have a nice view to live on the top. And you got like an, I believe it's an apartment complex, but they got a playground. And this is a school. For the kids, 171st. Nice looking buildings, and then it makes like a little turn. So I'm gonna turn back and go to the park and the bridge and cross the other side to Manhattan, uptown. The entrance to the Highbridge Park. So we're surrounded by vegetation, and once you get to the other side by the Manhattan area, it's nice too. The only bad thing is all the way up, gotta climb some stairs, and I'm a little bit scared of heights, but always up for some adventures. This is the bridge here, and it looks like, I don't remember seeing this unless it was there, but it looks like you could go down the stairs and go all the way to the highway. Main highway with the river over there. A lot of business over there, and then when you see the plants on the other side, that's Manhattan, specifically Washington Heights. With the bridge, all the buildings, the developments going on. Long bridge, but it's like an adventure. I crossed it one time, and I think that day it was kind of cold and some snow in it, but hey, today the weather is perfect, so no exemption. So here I am again, crossing the bridge. I'm feeling a little bit scared because I say I'm scared of heights, but let's do it. But I gotta say, you got some nice views. You can even see Midtown Manhattan, the highway over there where the buildings are, that's Billionaires Row. And uptown is over this way. Then you see the busy highway that connects with other parts of New York City. So the bridge over here, then that's Manhattan right there ahead of me. Give you a close-up view of what's going on. Sorry if it's a little bit windy, but the good thing is not extremely hot. So not 100% sure, I could be wrong, but the way how I see the division of this bridge that I'm crossing, it could probably divide the borough. Like over here, you see how different it is from this one. So I'm gonna assume this is the Bronx right here, and this is Manhattan right here. So my left feet is in Manhattan, my right hand is in the Bronx. And now I'm officially in Manhattan. Manhattan, the Bronx right behind me, Highbridge. Give you a 360 view of the view. And then you got the iconic up here. When you Google this bridge, this is what usually pop up. And then to give you another information about this bridge, this is the oldest bridge in New York City. Not, so a lot of history happening around here, a lot of hidden gems. So don't be afraid to explore other areas. Like if you're a fan of the beaten path, then maybe this is an area you want to check out. So that was the end of my video exploring the neighborhood of Highbridge in the Bronx and ended up here in Manhattan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.